Good morning and welcome back, friends. See, today we are uploading C Sharp Programming and .NET chapter 4 of 96. Chapter 4 of 96. So far, we have uploaded 3 chapters. So, in this video, we are actually discussing the setting up of the development environment. The setting up of the development environment. See, we are actually using Visual Studio Code as the development environment. It's one of the best suited editor or IDE for managing C Sharp programs and the .NET environment. Actually, we are creating console applications using this .NET. The console, how to create a console application in the .NET environment. In fact, we have started our programs also, programming scenario also in this video. You can find the starting of the programs, how exactly Visual Studio Code can be used to create console applications. So concentrate on this. From now onwards, we are into programming. You can be confident about the programming aspects. You learn the programming, how to use C Sharp programming using Visual Studio Code. That is the best possible IDE. In fact, it's as good as an IDE. It's a code editor, but it's as good as an IDE. Visual Studio Code, we call it as VS Code. An elaborate discussion of how the development environment can be set up is dealt in this video. Fine. Good luck. C Sharp language fundamentals. We are concentrating on C Sharp language. In this course, we are actually discussing the C Sharp language in and out. So, C Sharp language fundamentals. C Sharp demands that all programming logic is contained within a type definition. In bracket I have put type means class, comma, interface, comma, structure, comma, enumeration, comma, and delegate, close the bracket. We know there are 5 types. Type means class, comma, interface, comma, structure, comma, enumeration, and comma, and delegate. Fine. Unlike in C++, comma, in C Sharp, it is not possible to create global functions or global points of data. Global functions or global points of data, full stop. Next, by convention, C Sharp files end with a star.cs file extension. By convention, C Sharp files end with a star.cs file extension, full stop. Let us consider a simple program as under. Following are the steps required for creating a simple console app in Visual Studio Code. Actually, we are using Visual Studio Code for our development environment. It is the best that you will be seeing in our following discussions. So fine, that's it. Steps to create a simple console app in Visual Studio Code. Following are the steps to create a simple console app in Visual Studio Code. Fine. We create a .NET console app project named My Project 1. You can name it anything you want. Here I have made the name as My Project 1. See, the steps are, look, 1. Start Visual Studio Code. First step is start Visual Studio Code. Second, 2. Select file in that open folder from the main menu. Select file in that open folder from the main menu. Third step, 3. In the open folder dialog, 3. In the open folder dialog, comma, create a folder named My Project 1. Create a folder named My Project 1 and select it, full stop. Then click select folder. Then click select folder, full stop. Carefully note the following important facts. Please check, carefully note down the following important facts. Look, the folder name becomes the project name and the namespace name by default. That's very important. The folder name becomes the project name and the namespace name. Project name as well as the namespace name by default. Okay, full stop. If you get in the do you trust the authors of the files in this folder with a question mark like this, dialog, comma, select yes, I trust the authors. Select I trust the authors. Fine. Then the fourth step, 4. Open the terminal in Visual Studio Code by selecting view in that terminal from the main menu. In that terminal from the main menu. Fine. Yeah, steps for console app in VS Code continued. We are continuing our discussions in how to create a console app in VS Code. So now this is the next steps are like this. See, the terminal opens with the command prompt in the My Project 1 folder. The terminal will now open with the command prompt in the My Project 1 folder. Now in the terminal, enter the following command. This is very important. In the terminal, enter the following command. .NET space new space console minus framework space net 6.0 minus use hyphen program hyphen main. This is the command that you have to enter. Fine. It's very simple. Okay. Now this will create a simple application that displays hello world in the console window by calling the console.writeLine method in the program.cs file. The program.cs file will be created automatically. In that program.cs file, you will be getting this console.writeLine in bracket within double quote hello world. Yeah, then close the bracket, semicolon. You will be getting this code generated in the program.cs file automatically. Fine. Console.writeLine in bracket within double quote hello comma world, hello world, then exclamation, that much is within double quote, close the bracket, semicolon. Fine. This produces the output hello world. Yeah, this is the output hello world by running the following command. Now on running the following command, this will give you the output hello world. See, run the following command in the terminal. Fine. For run the following command. What is the command? .NET space run. That's all. .NET space run. This will give you the output hello world in the terminal. Fine. .NET space run. That's all. Okay, it's very simple only. See, I have given a command. You will find a video which displays a typical console app using VS Code shortly in a following slide. Yeah, in a following slide, I will exactly show you what I have so far described. I will show you in a video. In a following slide, so that everything will be very clear to you. Fine, that's all. Yeah, this is the tutorial on how to create a .NET console application using Visual Studio Code available on the internet. This particular page on the internet, whose URL I have given below, will give you a clear picture of how to create a .NET console application using Visual Studio Code. You should go through that in detail. So I am giving you the URL and some more details I have given in this. Fine, we'll go to that point. Tutorial. This is a tutorial. How to create a .NET console application using Visual Studio Code. This tutorial is available in the following URL. Fine. Go to the following URL to learn how to create a .NET console application using VS Code or Visual Studio Code. So this is that URL: https://learn.microsoft.com/en.us etc. up to this .NET 6.0. This is that URL. You can just copy this URL and paste it in your browser and go to that page. I will show you how to do it. And you should go through that tutorial in and out. It will give you a very clear picture of how exactly you can create a .NET console application using Visual Studio Code. Fine. Now look, some points also you please note down. Please observe the contents in the prerequisites part. In the prerequisites part is available in this tutorial. In the prerequisites part, and install Visual Studio Code with C# extensions. Should install Visual Studio Code with C# extensions. Full stop. The required details are available at the VS Code Extension Marketplace. At the VS Code Extension Marketplace in the prerequisites part. Full stop. Also install the .NET 6 SDK as directed in the prerequisites part. This is also important. Also install the .NET 6 SDK as directed in the prerequisites part. Fine. Yeah, in the previous slide, we talked about one URL. See, the URL of a web page. So that URL we just copied to the address bar of our browser. You can just copy that in the address bar of your browser. You know it. This is actually that URL. This is the URL. This URL just you copy into the address bar of your browser like this, so that you will get this web page. This is a very important web page. So in fact, this is nothing but a tutorial on how to create a .NET console application using Visual Studio Code. A very detailed description of exactly how to create a console application using Visual Studio Code. You go through this very carefully. It's very simple only. Now look. See, we are actually, choose a .NET version. We have used .NET 6. We are just choosing .NET 6. Okay, fine. You just go through. As in the previous slide, I had explained the prerequisite part. So the prerequisite part is here. Go through all those things. And you can install Visual Studio Code with the C# extension. The details are here available. And also the .NET 6 SDK also you have to install. All those details are here. Like that, you do it and then create an app. Create the app. So actually I will give you a detailed account of how to create an app with an example later. Now you go through all these things and you will find in the terminal, enter the following command. In the terminal, enter the following command. For this is actually the command that we have to enter. You can just simply copy it. Just click here, copy it, and then you can paste it in the terminal. All those things are very simple. As a result, automatically this particular code will be available. Look, the project Template creates a simple application that displays Hello World in the console window by calling the console.writeLine in bracket string method in program.cs file. In program.cs file, everything is created automatically. So this is the program.cs file. So in this, you will be getting this console.writeLine in bracket within a double quote, hello world. This will be very much present. Okay. I will show you with an example, don't worry. So then go through that. Fine. So this you will be getting. After that, it's a matter of how to run it. Running the app. Run the app. So for running the app, it's very simple. Run the following command in the terminal. Run this following command in the terminal. It's nothing but .NET space run. That's all. You just give .NET space run. Fine. That also you can just copy if you want. Otherwise, you can just write .NET space run. Fine. As a result, you are getting the output. Look, this is actually the window. See, they have put .NET space run, .NET space run, and you are getting the output as hello world. Is that very simple? Getting the output. See, it is hello world. That's all. Hello world is the output that you are expecting. Fine. That's all. It's very simple. See, you can go through the other section, enhance the app. You can go through all these points and details, and if you want, you can enhance the app. All those things are there. Yeah, it is very simple. It's a very, very simple example program, which I will show you. With an example, I will show you it. But now you go through and read it. Here, a lot of details are available. If you can read all these things at leisurely, you can read it. Okay, fine. So this is actually the page, the web page that will give you a very clear idea of how exactly you can create a .NET console application using Visual Studio Code. I think it's very simple. Now I'm just going to stop it. It's a very simple page. You read it fully, and then I will show you this exact process of creating an app. I will give you with an example program. That is the next slide. Fine. This now I am just going to stop it. Yeah, we are continuing our discussions on how to create a console application using Visual Studio Code. We are continuing our discussions. Look, how to create a .NET console application using Visual Studio Code continued. Yeah, our discussions are continuing. Look, again, it may be needed to install the .NET 5 SDK also, which can be managed as described under. See, it may be needed to install the .NET 5 SDK also, which can be managed as described under. Look, the .NET 5 SDK. The .NET 5 SDK. We already installed the .NET 6 SDK. Fine. If you installed the .NET 6 SDK, comma, install the .NET 5 SDK also, comma, or some of the tutorial instructions won't work properly. That's it. See, if you don't install this .NET 5 SDK, some of the instructions, if you install .NET 6 SDK, okay, install the .NET 5 SDK also, or some of the tutorial instructions it may not work, full stop. You can download it from the following URL. See, you can just download this .NET 5 SDK from this following URL. That's it, https://.netmicrosoft.com, etc., etc. This is actually the installer. You can download it from this particular URL. Fine. You install it, and from this URL, you go to this page and install it. Okay. Then, next step is also very important. Look. Also, go to the following page to download the .NET 5.0 runtime. It's very important. SDK is one thing, runtime is okay. Very important. .NET 5.0 runtime. In bracket I have mentioned version 5.0.17. Okay. Windows 64 installer at the following URL. This is available in the following URL. Look. See, this is at the URL. https colon / this particular URL. From this URL, you can download the .NET 5.0 runtime. You just go to this URL and download the .NET 5.0 runtime also. It's very important. That's it. It's very important that you install the .NET 5.0 runtime also without fail. So SDK run .NET 5 SDK is one thing, that .NET 5 runtime is another thing. So you have to install this .NET 5 runtime also without fail. Fine. That's all. Yeah, an example video now follows. Fine. This is an example video on how to create a simple console application using Visual Studio Code. Read through the steps carefully and you can follow this pattern to create your own console apps quite easily. If you just go through these details. It's very simple. It's an absolutely simple procedure. Just we'll go through the video. Just below the next slide is the video. Fine. Yeah. In this video, we are going to show you how you can create a simple console app using Visual Studio Code. How we can create a simple console application. I am just going to give you a practical example of how to do it. So first, you just open Visual Studio Code. I hope you might have already installed Visual Studio Code in the proper way with the C# extensions and all that. So this is actually the welcome page of Visual Studio Code. This is the welcome page. See, show welcome page on startup. So this is the welcome page of Visual Studio Code. Yeah, this is here we have used a dark theme. Visual Studio Code, I have used a dark theme. I always suggest that you also use a dark theme. You can use light theme also. See, it's very simple. Just to go to File, come to this Preferences, go to this color theme. There are so many color themes. I have used the Visual Studio 2019 dark theme. This is the theme which I have used. You can use any other theme also. For example, like this. See, as I told you, there are different themes. See, color theme. So, we are using Visual Studio 2019 dark theme. Any other theme also. There are light themes also. See, Preferences, color theme. If you go to this, any of this light theme. See, this is the light theme. It's like that. Depends upon your preferences only. Just go to Preferences and this color theme. We are using the dark theme. This is the Visual Studio 2019 dark theme. Okay. Fine. Any theme whichever you like, you use. No problem. So this is actually the Visual Studio's welcome page. As you like, whichever theme you want, you use. That is left to you. I am suggesting you use a dark theme like this. Fine. So looking at this, you are finding so many things. See, recent apps which I have opened. See, my project 1, C:, C# projects. Again, my project 4, C:, C# projects, etc. My project like that. See, everything, my project 2, C#, C:, C# projects. It's very clear that I have done all my projects in the C drive and in the C# projects directory. It's very clear from this. I have done my projects in the in C sharp projects available in the C directory. C in C colon. In C colon C sharp directory. So that means you have to create a directory, any name you can give, C sharp projects or whatever you want in C drive. So that's the next step I am going to show you. So it's very clear that we are going to create different projects. Yeah, I'll just show you how to create a project directory and a master directory for incorporating all these project directories, project folders inside a particular directory. Here that directory is C sharp projects, the master directory. So for that you go to file system, Windows file system. Here the Windows file system and go to C drive. You can find in C drive I have this C sharp projects. The directory is C sharp. So please that first you have to create a directory like this, C sharp projects or whatever, my C sharp projects or whatever name you want, you just give, but it should be a name, meaningful names. Here I have got C sharp projects. Okay, fine. In C drive. Now look, we are just opening this C sharp projects. See, you are finding so many folders. My project 1, my project 2, my project 3, my project 4, etc. etc. I have created around 150 such projects. See, my project 150. So this particular course, namely C sharp course, I have created 150 projects. 150 projects in the directory C sharp projects in C drive. Okay. So that is the first thing that you have to think, how you have to consider. Create a directory like C sharp projects or whatever name you want. And inside that you have to create a number of, see, for each program or project you have to create a separate project folder. You have to create a separate project folder. It's very important. For each program that you are going to do or for each project that you are going to do, you have to create a separate folder for that. So how we can do that? So just, it's a very simple mechanism. Right click here, go to this new and come to this folder. That's all. So just right click anywhere, just go to new and click this folder. So now look, a new folder has come. So I have used the name my project 1, my project 2, my project 3, etc. up to my project 150. So here in this case, we are now going to create another folder. See, let us call it as example project. This is the project which I am going to do is named example project. Example, P-R-O-J-E-C-T. Example project. That is the name of the project which we have now created. See, it has come the first as. See, example project has come first. So now what you have to do? You have to have a directory like C sharp projects or whatever name you give in C drive, and in that in that directory create a folder. The folder which just I am going to do the example is named example project. See, the other projects I have given my project 1, my project 2, my project 3, etc. etc. Any name you can give. This is for showing you as an example. So I have named it as example project. Example project. That is the name of our project. Okay. Okay, fine. Now look again. So in the file system we have created this new project folder, namely example project. Again, close it. Again, come back to your Visual Studio Code or open Visual Studio Code. This is our Visual Studio Code. So, okay, fine. Now, what you have to do is you have to go to File. You have to go to File and open. See, we have now created one folder, example project. You open that in Visual Studio Code. Open folder. It's not open file, open folder. Click open folder. Now you see it is actually here. What is that project? In C drive. In C sharp projects, we have created the new project, namely example. You click that so that that particular project folder, example project is opening in the folder here. Now, so example project, we have just clicked that one and example project has come here in the folder. It has come here. Now you have to select that folder. You just select that folder. It's very important. These steps are very, very important. Select that folder. Yeah. Now our Visual Studio is now having in the, see, here it is, example project has come. Fine. Example project has come. Okay. Now, what you have to do is, the next step is important. So we have now opened this example project in Visual Studio Code. Please see that we have to open the specific project folder which we are, which we want to do in with the see whatever name here we have given the name example project. That you have to explicitly open in the, go to file, open folder. In that folder you have to open. So we have opened the example folder. Fine. Now that's okay. Fine. The next step is important. You go to this terminal, and you just open this new terminal. Now we are going to open new terminal. Fine. See, the new terminal has come with the, see, C:/C# projects / example project. With the example project as the, you see, it has now opened. The example project folder has opened. Fine. Example project folder has now opened in C# projects. Example project folder has opened. Fine. Now it's a matter of putting a command after this. So for that, I have shown all these things in my previous slides. Again, I will go to the tutorial which we have discussed several times, the tutorial. And in the tutorial, you can just see, I have very mentioned, in the terminal, enter the following command. This is the command that you have to enter into the terminal. .NET space new console, etc. minus framework, etc. So now you can just copy it. Click here, copy. You can just copy it. So we have now copied this command. Then again, we have to paste that command here. Either you can type it, or best way is to paste it like this. So at this, Ctrl+V. So it has been pasted. So this particular command has been pasted like that. C:/C# projects / example project. In that, we have pasted this command. Fine. Now look, you can just press enter. So many things will happen. So it is now, the project is now created, or project, namely example project has been created with some, so with the program.cs class, example project.prj, that's the project name. So the same example project name, then program.cs. Then this is actually the code that is generated. See, program.cs. See, and you can notice few things. The namespace is example project. As I told you, the folder name becomes the namespace name for the generated code. The namespace name is nothing but the project folder name. What was the project folder? Example project. So namespace, the name of the namespace is example project. Whatever name we are given for the folder becomes the namespace name. Okay, fine. Then of course, then there's a class by name program. It's generated automatically. This class is generated with one line of code. Console.writeLine, hello world. Automatically this much code is generated. Okay, fine. Now look, it's very simple. A class by name program has been created. In that, this is the main function. Static void main in bracket string, pair of square bracket r's, close the bracket, open the brace, console.writeLine. Okay, fine. Now this is the generated code. Okay, in program.cs file. Now what we will do is we will just add one more line here. See, console. We are just starting console dot again write line. See, it is there, console.write line. We are going to introduce one more line, one more string we are going to put here. Look, we will put a string like a message from, what is the name of our project? Example project. See, a message from example project. And then here you have to put semicolon. Fine. After every line of code, you have to put semicolon. So, hello world is automatically created. The string hello world was automatically created, console.write line. So, then the next one, we just added one more line of code, console.write line in bracket, a message from example project. Okay, everything is fine. So, this is the generated code. In the generated code, we have now supplied one single line by console.write line, a message from example project. Okay. Originally it is hello world only. Now we have got one more line of code. See, which shows a message from example project. Okay, fine. Everything is now, look, it's auto saved. Actually, if you look at this, you can say auto saved is clicked here. So that means automatically it will be saved. If you want, you can save also. But if you are clicking that auto save option, automatically whatever you are entering into the editor will be saved automatically. Fine. Now look, this after that, this is the closing brace of the main function. Main. After that, this is the closing brace of the class program. Fine. Everything is very, very simple. Fine. This is the code, generated code. Very simple it is. Now it's a matter of how we have to run it. And you know that mechanism, how to run it. See, here we have to use. Again, if you want, again you can refer your this one, our tutorial. Yeah, our tutorial. In that, it's very clearly written how to run the app, how to run. Run the following command in the terminal. So either you can copy it, or you can simply write .NET space run. .NET space run. You can do any of, either you can copy it, but otherwise, yeah, just I will copy it. Otherwise, you simply write .NET run. Here I will copy. Now, okay, I will just close this, and here we have to paste it. .NET run. See, I have just pasted .NET run. Or you can simply write .NET run. Fine. Running is that very simple. Now, I have pasted .NET run, or I have just typed .NET run. Fine. Everything is fine, very simple. Now it's a matter of running it. For that, the code is very simple. See. So running is .NET space run. Just I am pressing the enter key. We'll wait 1 or 2 seconds. It will come. .NET run. See, it has run. Hello world. First line, hello world. Next, a message from example project. Fine. The 2 lines, hello world, followed by a message from example project. Fine. It's that very simple. Look, you can do a project within no time. So it's very, very important to observe that it is so simple. It's absolutely simple. So creating an application, a console application, using Visual Studio Code is much, much simpler than creating a project, a console application using Visual Studio, original Visual Studio. Visual Studio is a very, very powerful IDE, Visual Studio. But Visual Studio Code, it is very much light and very much simple and very much easy to create a project in that. So this is the way how you can create a simple console application in Visual Studio Code 5. I think it's very, very clear. Now it's over now. Everything is fine. You have got the output. Hello world. First line. Next, a message from example project. Fine. The output also has come in the terminal. Fine. This is the terminal. Fine. Now I think again very well. We will now stop it. Yeah. The syntax of the program just explained. We are explaining the syntax of the program. as under. Look, any blank line in the code, is ignored by the C# compiler. But blank lines make the code more legible and readable. Full stop. Namespace is used to organize your code, and it is a container for classes and other namespaces. It's a container for classes and other namespaces. Full stop. As you know, a pair of curly braces marks the beginning and the end of a block of code. Full stop. Class is a container for data and methods, which brings functionality to your program. Full stop. Every line of code that runs in C# must be inside a class. Full stop. In our example, we named the class program. Full stop. Look at the main method. Any code inside its curly brackets will be executed. Full stop. You don't have to understand the keyword before and after main. You will get to know them bit by bit while going through this course. Fine. Yeah. Console is a class of the system namespace. Which has a method by name writeLine. That is used to output /print text onto the console window. That is used to output /print text onto the console window. Full stop. In our example, it will output hello world. Fine. See, just a few points. Every C# statement ends with a semicolon. Fine. C# is case sensitive. So my class, where M and C are capital letters, and my class, where M, C, etc. are all lowercase, has different meaning. So this is my class with capital letter M and capital letter C is different from my class with all lowercase letters, has different meaning. Full stop. When saving the file, save it using a proper name and add .cs to the end of the file name. Just okay, fine. Yeah, we are starting the recording of our programs. The program sessions we are recording one by one. This is our first program. Program from our course C# and .NET programming. C# and .NET framework. So this is our first program. Let us just go through it. It's a simple console application. It's a very simple console application. In fact, we are using system namespace. Okay, I have commented it out. Okay, don't worry. Now let us just start it. See, namespace my project 1. See, the name of our namespace is my project 1. I have already shown you how exactly you are getting a default namespace, etc. based on the project name that you supply. Okay, it's already discussed. So our project we have named as my project 1. So the namespace project 1, my project 1. That is the first line. Immediately after that, we are opening the brace. So you are finding some zero reference. Don't worry about the zero reference and all that. It's an automatically generated thing. You don't worry about it. Now the next line is class program. This is also generated code class, this class by name program. Program is a generic name for all the programs. We will be finding this class program. The class is basically named as program. It's a name that is given, it's automatically generated. This program is generated line. So class program. Because every C# program will be within a class. Within a class. We are writing the program code within a class first. So after that, the opening brace. After the class program, the opening brace. Again, you are finding a zero reference. Don't worry about it. So inside this class program, we are writing our main function. Our main function. Inside the class program, we are writing the main function. That is static void main. M is capital. Please observe. M is capital main. M. Then open, after that, in bracket, string, then a pair of square bracket followed. Then args, close the bracket. So it since there is a pair of square bracket, it's an array of string. It means this string is an array of string. Okay. Args, close the bracket. Next line is open the brace. Open the brace. Then we are writing the first line in the main function. Console.write line. Console is a system class. Console is a system class. So write line is a function in that system class. Console.write line. In bracket, within double quote, we are mentioning simply this string hello world, comma, welcome. That much is within double quote. Close the bracket, semicolon. Semicolon is a must. Semicolon should be there everywhere. After every program statement. After every program statement, this semicolon is a must in C#. So console.write line in bracket, hello world, welcome. That much is within double quote. Close the bracket, semicolon. Next again. Next line. Again, console.write line. In bracket again, within double quote. This is my first project in C#. This is my first project in C#. Close the bracket, again semicolon. So there are two lines in this main function inside the class program. Okay, fine. It's a very simple program. After that, this is the closing brace. The closing brace for the main function. Closing brace. After that, this is the closing brace for the class program. The program class has come to an end at this point. And then this is the closing brace for the namespace. Our namespace is my project one. So the program has come to an end. The program has come to an end. Now let us see how it's auto-saved because it's already auto-saved. Now let us see how we can run it. So here it is. Here in this terminal window, we just write C .net. Then you simply type run, .net run. Enough. This is the command that is needed for running the program. .net run. Then press enter. Yeah. You'll be getting the output. Hello world, welcome. And this is my first project in C#. Here, immediately you'll be getting it. See. Hello world, welcome. Then the next line, this is my first project in C#. See, that simple it is. To run the program is that simple. Very simple. Now we'll just stop it.